Hump day, hump day, hump day. I want to start off, this is my Draftkings referral. So if anybody plays Draftkings or doesn't play Draftkings and they want to start playing this referral, when you deposit $5 using this referral, you'll get a free entry to the $1 Million Maker. It's a $1 Million first prize. It's normally a $10 entry every week, but with this referral, it'll give you a free entry. So I'm going to go right into some Draftkings stuff. Talk about what I like in daily fantasy this week and my stacks. So my favorite week 3 stack this week would be Marcus Mariota at quarterback and Delanie Walker with his matching tight end. I really like this stack because Oakland secondary has given up 404 passing yards per game this year, and Marcus Mariota has a completion rating of 67.6%, and that's against that good Vikings defense. You know, they lost that home game against the Vikings, but, you know, Mariota still has that good completion rating, and you saw how good the Vikings defense looked against Green Bay when they held them on national TV and held Aaron Rodgers to pretty much nothing. I think he had one Jordy Nelson touchdown. And Delanie Walker's big game potential is huge. For Draftkings, in the past 11 starts that Delanie Walker has had, 6 of those starts he's had over 20 points in Draftkings. And so for only $5,000, the potential of him going off is a big upside. So that's my favorite stack of the week. And then I have Draftkings honorable mention, Deangelo Williams. Deangelo Williams, this is his last game before Bell is back. He has averaged 4.1 yards a carry on 30 carries and has caught 10 passes in the past 2 games. So Deangelo Williams has been near perfect. He falls in at a spot where I think a lot of people are not going to choose him because he's high up, but I think paying up for somebody who has proven that they get the reps and they're producing is something that I like. So, you know, paying down with Mariota, he's a small quarterback to pay down for, and then you get somebody like Deangelo Williams at running back. So I really like that. And not to mention, if he decides to play, you know, he's getting old, so if he decides to play a few more years in the NFL, he's playing for contract money right now, you know, because he's a backup behind Bell. But, I mean, some teams could use him as a starter, but I don't think he's an all-year back. You know, 4 to 6 games is probably what you're going to get out of him at this rate. So I'm going to move on to my lock of the week, and it's Stanford at UCLA. Christian McCaffrey, when they played UCLA last year, he had 369 all-purpose yards. Christian McCaffrey returns punts, returns kickoffs. He's their running back. He catches the ball in the backfield. I mean, he's just a great player. Last year they beat UCLA at home 56-35, and they're only a 3-point dog at UCLA. UCLA, it's not going to be much of an away game. So this is definitely my lock of the week for NCAA. I don't always do NCAA picks, but I like this one a lot, and I like Christian McCaffrey, so I'm throwing this one in there. So for my next pick, it would be the Raiders and at the Titans, and I'll take the Raiders at 1.5. I really like how this game's going to play out. It's going to be a high-scoring game, a lot of points, but I think it's going to be really close. The Titans had really played some teams close this year. They had one tough loss to Minnesota, like I said earlier, but they've been running the ball really well with DeMarco Murray. And the thing about the Raiders is they've only been bad in the secondary. The Raiders faced Devontae Freeman last week for Atlanta, and they held him pretty well, and they gave up tons of points in the fourth quarter, you know, throwing the ball. And then DeMarco Murray has pretty much been the Titans' bread and butter lately. So I think, you know, the way this game is going to pace out is the Raiders are going to come out early and throw the ball, and the Titans are going to have to be coming back. So Marcus Mariota is going to have to throw the ball a lot too, because I think the Raiders will be able to hold DeMarco Murray like they did hold Devontae Freeman, and they held the Saints running back Mark Ingram in week 1. My third pick of the week, we're going to go on to the Vikings at Carolina Panthers. This is a -40 for me because the line that I could access was only +7. I like it +7.5. Like I was talking up the Vikings D earlier, I mean, you see what they held Aaron Rodgers to. I mean, he didn't look like a normal Aaron Rodgers. Last week, San Francisco at Carolina. They came to Carolina on a short week, traveling across the country, and they still scored quite a bit of points on Carolina and made that a game late. And if they would have played a little bit better defense, they probably would have covered the spread too. But I think the Vikings, now that they have Sam Bradford in, and he's looking really good, and they're not going to put too much on him. It's going to be run the ball with Matt Asiata, run the ball with Jerick McKinnon, and throw dump downs to Kyle Rudolph. I mean, you saw what they did versus Green Bay. So I think they can go on the road, and I think this is going to be a close game. I don't necessarily think the Vikings are going to win, but I think they're going to be within a touchdown. So that's 7.5 is the line that I'll take this week. I'm going to post these videos and picks every week, some Draftkings, some normal fantasy, who to pick up, and picks for the week. So you can subscribe to my YouTube down there. Give me a thumbs up if you like the video, and then let me know some picks that you think might win some money this week. And if you did pick my picks, let me know, and we'll see how it goes for next week. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.